Hey everyone, it's Laura from Maine with Dr. West and our medical director Veronica in the office. And so I asked Laura to share her story because someone out there needs to hear this about the healing pathway. Now, we're not exactly at the end of the healing pathway, we're right in the middle of the pathway. We wanted to do this on purpose because sometimes people are saying, well, just tell us a little bit about the journey. And so, Laura, you decided to come from the booming megatropolis of Maine all the way to the little railroad town. How did our paths cross?
I found you on the internet. I've been taking hydrogen peroxide intravenously, drinking it,
Uh-huh.
and it's the only thing that helps me get better. And so when I found out I had breast cancer, I had read a book by William Campbell 20 years ago, and hydrogen peroxide can cure cancer. So I know nobody can say it does because rules and stuff. But so I looked on the internet specifically for IV hydrogen peroxide, and I was surprised at how few states that it's legal in. And I missed you the first time, so I went to Arizona. And then when I came home, I looked again, and then I found you doing a video. I
Okay.
think it was a YouTube video, I think.
And just to clarify for everybody, when she talks about that, it's not straight IV hydrogen peroxide. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, that makes your blood bubble and everything like that. There's this very specific protocol from Dr. William Campbell Douglas, like he's one of my heroes, and it's a specific ratio of a carrier solution to the hydrogen peroxide, and I've been doing that since 2006, and
Wow.
I just love. This is one of my very favorite IV protocols to provide for people, and so that's how our paths crossed, and then we had some really cool news today. Like we saw your blood from that one horrible picture that you showed me was from when?
May.
Okay. And then we did run on our intake, and I'm like, hey, this doesn't look very good. And you said, oh my gosh, it's so much better than May. We should celebrate. And then today's looks even better.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
So I'm going to pick on Veronica for a minute. Before getting into alternative medicine, if you heard of anybody saying IV hydrogen peroxide, what would you say?
I would say run the other way.
Yeah. And now being with us, we just hit our year mark. What have you seen with dilute hydrogen peroxide?
It's one of my favorite IVs to do, other than the ozone IVs, and it's amazing the changes that we see with dilute hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, it's really fun. So Laura, to the extent that you feel comfortable, if someone's out there watching this across the street or across the country, you researched, you found something that's outside of the medical norm, like IV hydrogen peroxide is not normal, but you found it, you were consistent and relentless in finding someone that can do it. So if someone's out there that's sick, what advice would you give them as far as like your journey? Like you haven't given up on yourself, you continually research, what would you tell them?
I would say come to the West Clinic and get hydrogen peroxide, and if it's too far, it seems like the states that do it are in the South. Unfortunately, New England, Northeast, not very conducive to alternative. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of alternative medicine there, but there's not hydrogen peroxide. It's I guess illegal.
So we're going to send you back to Maine, and then we hope to see you in a couple months in the summer when it's normal weather. You said the weather was a little bit shocking to your system.
Idaho, you definitely have to be really hardy.
Yes, tough. We have tough. As far as other advice or recommendations, or anybody out there that has a case similar to yours, yes, you said to come to the clinic, but what I also appreciate about working with you is like you're your own advocate. Like you're saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get better. I just love it when people take control of their own health. Any pearls of wisdom that you've learned in this journey that you have?
I did learn that if you don't believe, you won't cure yourself. So you really do have to. You have to have hope. Hope's really important, and you have to believe that you're going to be okay. Because there was a little point that I kind of did give up hope for a short 4 days, and my tumor went wild.
Yeah.
And I mean, probably even doubled in size within a week.
And by the way, how's that doing now?
It has shrunk since the hydrogen peroxide
Nice.
treatments. So, and also whatever Veronica is, I'm also getting, I don't know what I'm getting.
The
maybe.
neural therapy. Mm-hmm.
So, Veronica, tell everybody that's watching just a real quick overview, like neural therapy, and maybe your thoughts on not only Laura's case, but when people are on a pathway, like what would you recommend their journey to be?
Well, I definitely like IV infusions are very important. The neural therapy is really important in reprogramming and trying to reset dysfunction in our body that's causing disease, inflammation, problems. And then, of course, lifestyle differences at home to facilitate what we're doing in the clinic.
Okay, so you guys, just a fun case to be involved in, a significant shrinkage in a growth. The blood's better, the hope is back, the belief system's in place. Laura, thanks for sharing your story. Is it okay if I share it with other people?
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you guys, Veronica, Laura, Dr. West at the West Clinic. Remember, you're not your diagnosis. There's a person in there, and following the rules of health, which is, good food, good air, good oxygen, good sleep, putting building blocks inside the system, there's always hope. We'll see you guys on the next video.